Hello again, everybody. You know what time it is. It's nearly time for Highlands playoff football, and that means we have a different schedule on how we're going to be able to watch the games on Comcast as always, but not on YouTube because of the trib. Let's talk about that, where we can watch. First of all, as normal, every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, this would be Tuesday, November the 8th. Hey, have an election night party and watch some Highlands playoff football. Tuesday, November the 8th, 8 o'clock, Comcast Channel 190. It's where we've been all year and where we've been. High school sports has been seen in the AK Valley all the way back to the 1960s. And that's all we'll be able to do with this because, as we have told you, in last year at football season and previous basketball seasons, the Trib has exclusive streaming rights. We are not allowed to put the game on YouTube. So Trib HSSN, if you want to stream the game and find it there later on, that's where you'll be able to do it. But Mike and I will have the game on Comcast as per usual, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock against the Latrobe Wildcats. The game will be this Friday night at Golden Ram Stadium at 7 o'clock. Highlands against Latrobe out of the Big 7 Conference. Latrobe comes in this year at 6-4 under their first-year coach, Ron Prady, who came from Penn Trafford, which is a good place to come from because they were they did the double last year. They won the state and the WPIAL, of course, at Penn Trafford. Ron is a teacher in the district at Latrobe, and he's got his chance. This will be the first time he's been a head coach since the mid-2000s when he coached in the state of Virginia. So he's been looking forward to this. They had a really good season, 6-4. That's the most games they've won since 2003. So they are looking forward to their chance back in the playoffs. They come from that tough Big 7 conference where Thomas Jefferson, Laurel Highlands, and McKeesport all ended up tied, and TJ beat McKeesport Friday night to gain the top seed out of that and gain a bye. We'll be looking at the brackets here in a second. So Friday night, 7 o'clock at Golden Ram Stadium, be there, Aloha, Highlands against the Latrobe Wildcats. And we'll see if the Rams can get off the schneid. They haven't won a playoff game since 2014, and we'll see if they can pull that off. Now let's talk about the bracket. The brackets came out on Saturday, and I'll go down them real fast here just to kind of give you guys an idea where everything stands as far as the 4A bracket goes. The number 1 seed is Aliquippa. They'll be on the top left of the bracket. 9-0. They had the big game against Central Valley Friday night. They won that one. So they clear and away number 1 seed at 9-0. They will draw a bye in the first round. They'll play the winner of the Montour-Hampton game. Montour will be the 8th seed. They are 6-4 out of the Parkway Conference. Hampton, 5-5. They're the 9th seed. The game will be at Montour. Hampton, of course, Highlands beat them on Friday night, 19-7, but they still snuck in just under the wire for the second straight year. So the Talbots will be in under first-year coach Steve Shulo, and they will travel out to Montour to play the Spartans, the winner of that game, at Aliquippa Friday night, November 11th. The 4 seed is Armstrong, the champions of the Greater Allegheny. This seems to be where the Greater Allegheny champion slides in, not at a bye, but at the 4 seed, and they'll play 13 Blackhawk out of the Parkway. Armstrong finished 9-1 this year. Blackhawk was 4-6. The Cougars played at Highlands very early this season, and the Rams won that game. The only loss by Armstrong this year was their second game of the season when they lost to the 1 seed Aliquippa. So that is it for them. Armstrong against Blackhawk. The winner of that game will play the winner of the McKeesport-Mars game. McKeesport got knocked out of what everybody thought was going to be a bye for them when they lost to Thomas Jefferson a week ago. McKeesport 9-1, tied for the top spot in the Big 7, but tiebreakers put them down to second place. They host the 12 seed Mars, 6-4 out of the Greater Allegheny. What a job by Eric Kasparovich to get those guys in the playoffs. They won 2 games last year, only 1 game on the field. 1 was a forfeit, and they come out to go 6-4 this year. They beat North Catholic Friday night to earn their spot in the playoffs, and they will travel to McKeesport to play the Tigers. Other side of the bracket, Central Valley, the number 2 seed. They lost the big showdown battle to Aliquippa on Friday night, but they still get the 2. They still draw a bye. Central Valley at 9-1 will play the winner of Laurel Highlands and West Allegheny. Laurel Highlands also tied for the top spot in the Big 7. They finished 7-2 on the season. West Allegheny really fell apart down the stretch. They got hammered the last 2 weeks, and it was looking like they were going to be maybe in the 4 or 5 seed area and a home game for them. They fall all the way down to 10. They're going to have to travel all the way out to Laurel Highlands to play that game. So it's West Allegheny out of the Parkway, Laurel Highlands out of the Big 7. The winner of that game will travel to Central Valley next Friday night. Thomas Jefferson comes in at the 3 seed, and they draw a bye. They came on down the stretch. They had some losses early in the season, but they beat McKeesport Friday night. They will get a bye and play the winner of the Highlands-Latrobe game. That game, of course, Friday night, 7 o'clock at Golden Ram Stadium. Highlands, the 6th seed. Latrobe, the 11th seed. Out of the Big Seven, Highlands, of course, second-place team at Greater Allegheny. Only loss for the Rams was against the Armstrong Riverhawks, and that was 2 weeks ago. So that takes a look at the bracket for you. 13 teams, of course, 3 byes, 5 games this weekend, and we'll feed into the quarterfinals next week. Well, we wanted to take this chance to thank everyone that helped us get the games on the air this year, especially our crew. Thanks to the Dean Mike Choma for all his help. Again, our 22nd year doing Highlands games. Also to cameraman Dan, to Ken Wood for all their help this year. Not only camera work, spotting, lugging equipment, refreshments, all those type of things. Thanks to those guys. They are invaluable to us. We couldn't get this done without them, and we do really appreciate their help. We want to thank the Gridiron Club, Tony Litwicki and all his group for all the hard work that they do. So much stuff behind the scenes to keep the program rolling, especially all the hard work that gets done, making sure that the kids get fed before Friday night, after the games, refreshments, all of those types of things. And number one for them, as far as we're concerned right now, they are footing the bill to make sure we're able to get this game on the air. So thanks to the Gridiron Club for your tireless work. You do a great job, and we really do appreciate everyone that helped us out. Of course, the administration and the coaching staff and everyone at Highlands, we really do appreciate their help as well. Access, all the things we get, so we're able to bring the games to you and hopefully give you a little insight on what's going on. I want to thank the fans and everyone that watches. You guys make this possible, and it's why we're able to do this. We have people, of course, the Breakfast Club first thing Saturday morning watching the games, and you guys really make this go. Making sure our sponsors are taken care of and all of those things. We do appreciate it. And the parents. You know, without you guys, this stuff doesn't get done. You know the hours it takes. And you might have a kid on the team, and we know you have more than one kid. And, you know, in many cases, you have other things to do, other responsibilities with work, with family, with home, and making sure that these kids get taken care of and getting to practice and making sure their homework is done, making sure their grades are up so they can play. This all falls on the parents. And you guys, I think, too many times go underappreciated, and I just wanted to give you guys a shout out and thank you for everything that you guys do. We also want to thank our sponsors. Without them, we can't get these games on the air. Comcast does charge us, by the way, so we do have to pay them to get the games on, and that's where the sponsors come in. And we'd like to thank them, the Boucher Agency, John and Nick, and of course always Mel. High in retirement, Mel. Nice to see you. Ron Gillette Towing and Services. Appreciate their help during football season, and John Gillette is always willing to help. And of course, he had the 3 boys go through the program, and he knows what it takes. So thanks to John. Phoenix Rehabilitation, Zach Bartolotta and all his crew, getting you back on the field, back into work, back into whatever you like to do after your injury. Zach does a great job there, thanks to Phoenix. You know, Kim and Mark at Philippines, these last couple years, we have hooked up with you guys, and we cannot be any happier with what this has done for us, and I'm sure what it's done for you guys. Big crowds there after the games on Friday night. We really do appreciate your help getting the games on the air, and I personally would just like to endorse the Birdville Pie. It is one of the great things ever invented. So thanks to Kim and Mark. Glenn Mills at B&J Sports, been there since the beginning. Thanks to Glenn, Bill Heasley, and his staff over there for helping us out and for helping the kids get outfitted, getting them jackets and uniforms and everything we need. Thanks to Glenn. Lucchino Insurance and Financial, Joe and Joe always know, and especially in these tough financial times, they are there for you. Thanks to the Lucchinos. Beanie Home Renovations, the B is always busy. Just ask Brian. And thanks to him. Great time to get stuff done, by the way. You may think the holidays are coming and they're not working. Oh, they're still at it. So give Brian a call. New one, Harvest Moon Coffee and Chocolates. Thanks to Desiree Singleton for all of her help this year. We have the La Prima Dark downstairs, and it is tremendous, let me tell you. They have a great thing going on there, a great place to meet and greet. The chocolate is fantastic. Christmas is coming. I can't think of a better idea than to getting down to Harvest Moon and getting your Christmas stuff taken care of as far as candy goes. The Wireless Zone, John Mason, since the beginning. John, we really appreciate it. #1 Verizon Wireless headquarters in America. Greatness Athletics and Fitness, brand new, Gary Negley. Thanks to him for sliding in and helping us out this year. Gary, of course, great running back of the past at Highlands, and we appreciate his help with the games this season. Highland Tire, all the Bonnettes, we really do appreciate you guys since the beginning, always first in. Thanks to the Bonnettes and everyone at Highland Tire. That season's coming up. You may want to visit. Dan Timmons Painting, to beautify and protect. Thanks to Dan for all his help with the starting lineups over the years, and we hope to continue that relationship. Mason Elite Hoops, back at it. Micah Mason doing it at the Pittsburgh Mills Mall. Have classes for all the kids starting in kindergarten all the way up through. Micah does a tremendous job. All you got to do is look at his record, and that will pretty much take care of that for you. And Unflooded, Brian Mara, thanks to him, we've had some crazy weather. We had a flooded locker room. We've had all kind of problems. Any kind of water in your house, Brian Mara can get rid of it. He'll purify everything for you and make sure you're ready for repairs. Thanks to Brian Mara at Unflooded. All right, so back to the top, where we can watch. Friday night's game, 7 o'clock at Golden Ram Stadium. You can see the game Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on Comcast Channel 190. As always, again, no YouTube because of the WPIAL's contract with the Trib. Trib HSSN has exclusive streaming rights. We cannot put the games on YouTube. So we do apologize for that. But that will, but we're at least able to do it for the one-time replay on Tuesday night. Get everybody together at Grandma's house. Bring your DVR over. Get it. I'm sure that's not legal, but at this point, I don't care. So do that and take care of it, and hopefully that will that'll take care of it. So that's it. Highlands into the playoffs as the 6th seed against the Latrobe Wildcats Friday night at 7 o'clock at Golden Ram Stadium. We do appreciate you being there for us. And until then, this is Mike Pavlik saying, so long, everybody.